the other side would caucus, and once ready, we would go through and tentatively agree to some of the easier things, such as date and incorporating side letters already approved into the agreement. Upon return, West Valley Water District did not agree to go through and TA not one of the proposals. The meeting was less than 2 hours. When we schedule dates for negotiations, they typically last until the afternoon to be as productive as possible, especially when our members' contract expires soon on the 1st of July. Our second meeting on July 13th, is even less productive than the first, as West Valley Water District's negotiation team does not have a counterproposal. Local 12 asked if the proposal had been submitted to the board for review, and they couldn't give us an answer. Again, we proposed to go through and TA or reject some of the proposals, which they declined. The meeting again lasted less than 2 hours. Our third meeting on July 6th was probably the shortest, as West Valley Water District still did not have a counterproposal, and Oliver Yee of Liebert Cassidy Whitmore finally said he does not have the authority from the board to agree to anything. We had a fourth meeting scheduled for August 10th, which was canceled by West Valley Water District. I don't know what you have been seeing or heard from the negotiating team, but our members are working under an expired agreement without a pay increase, while West Valley Water District continues to drag their feet. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reed. Do we have any other requests to speak at this time?
We've received none via email. I'm not sure about anybody that's attending via the Zoom meeting.
Is there anybody on the Zoom who would like to speak on the closed session items? If so, please raise your hand and unmute yourself at this time. All right, not hearing anyone, we'll go ahead and close public participation, and we will adjourn into closed session.
Yeah, I gave her the link already, so we'll just make sure that she's on. Might have. I've been out of the office since like 4 getting ready, so let me
There we go. We briefly come out of closed session. We did receive notice that Board Member Hawkins has a child care emergency, so he won't be able to attend in person. So, Mr. General Counsel, do we need to take a vote then to accept his emergency
Right.
situation?
So this is a just cause emergency,
Okay.
and so the board would just have to be present in an open session, and I'll just go through a couple of questions, and then we can proceed. So Director Hawkins, can you hear us okay?
I don't think he's on the line yet.
Oh,
Get him on the line.
I apologize, everyone. We're just trying to be above board here with the new requirements.
right. So this is AB 2449, which went into effect after the AB 361 and the COVID exception for virtual meetings. With AB 2449, what it requires is that it can only be used for an emergency or for a just cause reason, and it can only be used twice in a calendar year. One of the exceptions is if there's a child care need that came up for which they will have to be required to participate remotely. And so we just have to have on the record in open session that that is the reason that's being used. And then the director can participate via Zoom without the usual posting of the address and the agenda and the old teleconference rooms that would otherwise apply.
And did we get him the correct Zoom link?
He's got both, one for
Okay.
closed session, one for the business session. So I asked
Okay.
him to log into the open session.
Okay, well, we'll just give it a minute. Hopefully, once you see him hop in, just let us know. And we can let Jeff ask his questions.
Yes.
Everybody have a good Labor Day?
Yeah,
Good.
really nice weather.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yard work. Worked harder than ever.
Okay. I saw you guys had an opening for a manager. For ES manager. I saw you guys have an opening over there for ES manager.
Yeah, well, you want to come over and work in our crazy
I don't know. When you need that? What's your logo?
Well, I mean, I'm Teamsters, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure who. If you that Teamsters 1932.
Is he on?
I think it's you only have to bring out that one place. You don't have more.
Exactly.
Channing, can you hear us? Channing, are you able to hear us? Oh, are we muted, Albert? Looks like we're muted down in the,
Yeah.
or is that a different one? Okay. Channing, if you can hear us, if you can respond, please.
Yes? I don't see.
Yeah, we can't click down.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that
Oh,
way.
why not?
He would have to move it. Director Hawkins, if you can hear us, if you can unmute yourself. Things, if you can hear us, if you could please unmute yourself and legal counsel can advise you for joining the meeting.
Can we still continue? We can still continue, can't we?
Yes.
Yeah, could we do that?
Tag 'em in.
Yes. It
When
can
you
be
guys want-
audio or visual.
One of you guys want to call them and put them on the speaker?
Put them on blast.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize, people. Technology.
True.
Yeah. Director Hawkins, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go.
Yay, okay.
Director Hawkins, this is Jeff Foray, the General Counsel. I understand that you'd like to use one of your just cause options under AB 2449 for a child care reason. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there anyone 18 years of age or older that is present at your location?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and if so, so this is under AB 2449, just in case there's any members of the public that would be there. There just needs to be a record of that. But being that there is someone over 18, what is the general nature of the relationship between you and the other person in the room?
I'm outside.
Okay.
I'm
So-
watching my kids at the equestrian center.
Okay.
So I don't know the people.
That's perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For both the open and closed session, you will be required to participate audio and hopefully visual too when we come back into open session. All votes must be taken by a roll call, and with that we can proceed.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We will adjourn back into closed session. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
cups. Oh. Yeah. Even later, yes.
The ones that change blue.
Yeah, those are cool.
Okay, oh, that's right.
Blue cups. They're very popular Earth Day.
Oh, was that from Earth Day?
Yeah.
Sort of.
We had the snow cones.
Yeah. Yeah. Really warm out there.
Gotta figure out a new job.
Yeah, we talked about it, how we're gonna.
I know it's starting to feel Yeah, I kicked it on. They were all coming out. They were all coming out, so I kicked it on. I put the audio on.
This is neat one, but okay.
Or you can share the wealth. The family.
Well, the constituent told me that her parents have one cup and they both fight over it. So she asked if she can get another cup.
Got cold in here.
So
Plenty
thank
of,
you.
Okay.
plenty of cups.
Little things that become important, right?
You know,
I wore a jacket.
Would you be willing to do the pledge for me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you want a cup? Let's wait for John to get back.
Okay.
Ready? All right, we're coming back in from closed session. So we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Director Moore.
Okay. Turn this off. Go. All right. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have Pastor Townsend of Sunrise Church in Rialto. Pastor Townsend, would you please lead us in the invocation?
I sure will. Be glad to. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Very good. Let's pray. Father God, we just thank you so much for just the opportunity to come together to talk about those issues that are pressing for our city, for our area, Father. And we just ask that you be with each and every person that is engaged in this discussion, Father, that they just may utilize good discretion, that all our nerves will be calm, that all our tempers would be in manageable shape, Father, so that we can just talk with each other and discuss these things, Father, without any disruption and without any anger popping up, Father. We just thank you for all that you do in, with, and through us, Father. And we ask that you continue to bless each and every person that is on the board, Father. Help them that they may continue to grow mentally, spiritually, and physically. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. So next up, we have an agenda before us.
I'm sorry, President Young, can we just confirm whether or not Board Member Hawkins is on?
Yeah, Channing, can you?
He's right there.
Oh. No problem. We'll just hold off for a minute then. But that was like, whoa, he's right there. I know. Yeah, they're coming in so clear these days.
Holograms at the bottom.
I went to the bathroom. It's okay. Be patient. There's creamer over there, but I don't see any coffee.
Gotta get coffee for our audience. Time for a raffle. What? I know. Of course. Somebody can raffle.
How you doing? Lost Angie. I want to go find her.
All right.
Yeah. It's like I gain one and I lose one. Apologize for the delay, folks. We'll get started here in a moment. Looks like we got the handoff going here.
And the pass is complete.
And the pass is complete. Start of the football season tonight. Right?
Yes, it's football
Okay.
season.
All right, so she said go ahead and
It's
get
football
started.
season.
I just want the record to show that Director Hawkins is now here in person. So we have an agenda before us, board. Is there any motions to adopt the agenda as presented?
Mr. President, I motion that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Director Moore. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none.
Thank you. I'll take a roll call vote. Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
Director Moore. Yes. Thank you. That is a yes from Dr. Moore. Vice President Jenkins
Yes.
and President Young.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Thank you.
Okay, all right, the agenda is adopted. That now brings us to public participation.
Thank you. Members of the public may participate and give public comment in one of 4 ways. In person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom located at 855 West Baseline Road in Rialto, by filling out a public comment card and submitting it to the board secretary prior to the start of public comment period. Also by telephone by calling the following number and access code 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom, access code 840-293-7790, or by submitting an email to board secretary prior to the start of the meeting to administration@wvwd.org.
Okay, have we received any public participation? I know we have Director Hayes on the,
No, we've received,
log here
yes,
waiting,
we've
but-
received nothing via email. I've received no further cards for public comment. And Zoom, we have 1.
all right, we'll go ahead and call on June. June, you're up.
Thank you, and good evening to you all. I just want to ask you to put on your calendars, for those who are able to make daytime meetings, a Division 3 forum on climate resilience, moving from ideas to action. This will take place on Thursday, September 28th, from 9 to 1 at the Bear Springs Conference Center. And anyone who's wanting to go to that should respond to Kelly at Valley District. I'll get a flyer to you guys either by email or bring it up. But important topic, and hope that you will be able to have at least some representation. We'll be serving both breakfast and lunch, so that should get a few of you there. And that's all I have for today.
All right, thank you, June. All right, anyone else on Zoom who would like to address the body, please raise your hand and unmute yourself at this time. Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public participation. We have no presentations for this evening, so that brings us to the consent calendar. Board, we have 6 items for you tonight on the consent calendar. Is there anyone who'd like to pull an item or make a motion on the items?
Board President, I would like to motion to pass the consent calendar.
Okay, all right, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Seeing no discussion, we'll go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you. Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
and President Young.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Thank you.
All right, that takes us to business item number 7. Mr. General Manager?
Thank you. Yes, Haiti will be leading this presentation.
Good evening, President Young and honorable board members. This item, the IE Works program, is brought back to you for a presentation on the contract renewal. And I just wanted to share with you that the district has benefited from this program for the last few years. We have had 6 interns participate in the program, and we have hired 2. Scott Goodell is here to present the program to the board and seek approval to have the agreement for 2023-24 approved. Scott?
Good evening.
Everyone, thanks for allowing me to present here today. Wanted to provide an overview of the partnership with IE Works, a little bit of the history on what this program is about, and how West Valley has shown leadership in this program and where we're headed. Next slide, please. So I want to kind of set the stage of the genesis of where this program came from, talk a little bit about the framework of the program, the programs that we offer, sort of the history and the partnerships, and share some of the program successes and goals with you all. So kind of setting the stage, 2019 or 2018, the Brookings Institute did a study about the water and wastewater sector, and what came out is that there is a huge amount of retirements predicted in the over the next 5 to 10 years. And in California, about 40% of the wastewater workforce is over the age of 50 and getting ready to retire, and the majority are between the age of 25 and 49. And what we're seeing is there's not enough young workers to mentor for these new roles up to the journey level, and they're transfer that vital knowledge in the agencies to a whole new generation. And also the sector in certain areas has struggled a little bit with racial and gender diversity challenges, and this is coupled with an overall lack of awareness with the job opportunities in the sector. This is a great field in water, and not a lot of people know about it. And at the same time, we're seeing that there's going to be a huge population growth in the Inland Empire, 7.2 million people over the next 30 years. And we're seeing a great investment in the infrastructure coming through over the next couple of years as well. Next slide, please. So taking on a little bit of journey. So in 2009, BayWork, which is a consortium of water and wastewater agencies in the Inland Empire, basically got together and came together to address these issues of workforce reliability. They, as a region in the Bay Area, they realized that there was a lot of folks retiring, weren't prepared for folks to move into these new jobs. There was an awareness that community college programs were not really churning out the type of workers that are going to be needed, and we saw a huge impact in that area. So they formed this consortium called BayWork, and then in 2016 they partnered with JVS, is a local nonprofit in the Bay Area with 50 years of experience of helping people move into high demand careers. And they had a long partnership with some of the agencies there, basically working with interns and helping folks get some job experience. And so they developed this partnership with JVS to help them write grants to get funding to really look at where these gaps were and sort of expand that partnership. 2017, there was a study that came out that they sponsored in collaboration that looked at the workforce supply and demand. Where were these gaps in the jobs, and where was the supply issues, and they identified some specific areas to focus on. And so that during that time, 2017, 2020. Word kind of got out about these regional workforce consortiums working together, and folks at West Valley approached the California Workforce Development Board about recreating this model, but with a lens around equity, helping new folks become aware of these jobs. And in 2020, they were introduced as partners and started looking at where some grant funding available to build a program in the Inland Empire. And in 2021, this funding came through the California Workforce Development Board, through the High Road Training Partnership, and it just to essentially replicate this regional workforce consortium, and it became known as IE Works. And the program really has 3 elements, now 4 actually. High school awareness programs, pre-apprenticeship, creating career pathways to the programs, and looking at the apprenticeship model that's been used in the building trades for a while. Where could we replicate some of those successes? And so we have currently the agencies that are part of IE Works are the West Valley, a few Cal Mutual, small water companies, Devore Water Agency, Box Springs, Eastern Municipal Water District, Inland Empire Utility Agency, Metropolitan Water District, and Municipal Water District. So the idea is creating a high road to jobs and water careers. So being able to leverage the power of a consortium to help train new folks, get them aware of these jobs, and really kind of have a focus on equity and community partnerships, and have a self-sustaining organization as well. So not just relying on grants, but having that could help support these training. We secured $1.5 million from the High Road Training Partnership. And the training programs that we looked at were, sort of these tried and true models of internships for community college trade students, pre-apprenticeship programs to help get people interested in these careers and sort of a pathway into these jobs, and then high school awareness programs to raise the awareness generally at that high school level about these great careers in water. And we're currently working right now on a mentorship training program as well to help develop mentors within the agencies to be able to, get some of improve their own professional development skills and be able to have some tools and techniques to be able to mentor new folks in these agencies. And the granting, we put a ton of money towards supportive. We pay for all the training and the staffing, but we provide stipends and support for transportation. If they need childcare, we help support with childcare, housing, test prep. We try to meet people where they're at, what their needs are, and help support them, get rid of any barriers they may have that can help them, get through those times and be successful in this career. So our mission is, dedicating to strengthening the water and wastewater workforce in the Inland Empire. And our vision is to increase the number of highly qualified candidates for mission critical positions in the water wastewater industry while ensuring economic equity. And what we do is develop a diverse talent pipeline through apprenticeship, internship, career awareness opportunities, and try to create future wastewater leaders in the Inland Empire. Our grant specifically is aimed at prioritizing training for workers that have been historically underrepresented in water. Points with this, but women, folks from Black, Latinx, and other communities. We're looking at folks that are re-entering the workforce, transition age youth between that 18 and 26 area, and workers where there's a disproportionate burden of income inequality and environmental inequality. The internship model we look at is we reach out to folks in the community colleges that are enrolled in water technology programs and industrial maintenance programs. We discuss opportunities with them, and we link them with paid internships with our water agencies. These are 12-week paid internships. Some agencies do more, depending on what their occupation is. Like for wastewater, it's up to 1,800 hours. And then we, through the grant, are able to cover 1/3 of the wages to sort of incentivize employers for, taking on an intern. And it's really about, being able to help build that diverse pipeline, get new folks in, and really give them the work experience that's critical. The community colleges are great. They go through, they learn a lot in the classes, but they don't have any real hands-on training, and they can't link to what they're learning to what they're learning in the field. So the internships are a great way for them to just learn about the different areas, meters, production, water quality, wastewater in some areas, and just get a little bit of knowledge and experience and motivation for them to go on. Our other big program that we are now in our 3rd cohort is our pre-apprenticeship program. And this is a comprehensive training that provides technical training and soft skills. Our partner in this program, hosting the program, is the Inland Empire Black Workers Center. And the technical training provider is San Bernardino Valley College. And we contract with them to provide an intro to water supply technology course, so they get an idea of all the different trades and jobs. They take a water distribution 1 course that we customize and essentially do some in-person learning as well. Many of these courses are 100% online, and we want to have some more face-to-face with the instructors. And then we also provide them with the D1 certification prep exam, so that they can pass that exam right away and qualify for many of those entry-level jobs. We also have a Math for Water boot camp. We know people struggle with the math on the certification exams, and we provide a 2-week program for folks to really hone their algebra and contextualize water skills. They get a OSHA 10 certification. They get job readiness training. We offer career agency tours. We've toured West Valley a number of times and have industry panels. People come and talk about how they got into the job. And then we offer, once they complete the program, job placement assistance, referrals to internships, and other supportive services as well that I mentioned with our interns. Next slide. We also partner with two high schools currently, Rialto Unified School District and Hemet Unified School District. We essentially work with them to build a summer hydroscience enrichment program, and that's aimed at 11th graders going into 12th grade. These two schools have a CCAP agreement, so they're able to take college level courses their senior year and essentially qualify for, to take the certification exams right after that. Not a lot of students are aware of them. They're brand new, and so we helped sort of build this program over the summer, and it's a project-based learning program as well. So they go up to Lido Creek and they see what's going on up there. They come back down, they visit water agencies and hear about the problems y'all are facing, right? What the good work you do every day to keep our water clean and accessible. And they hear from people in the field. They tour, like I said, water. They've kind of followed the water from Lido Creek, how it goes to the distribution systems, and then to the wastewater system. And they meet all the people along the way. And then at the very end, they go to San Bernardino Valley College, where they learn about the opportunity to enroll in courses their senior year and get that training, and we provide them a stipend at the end of it for completion. And then we're also, as I mentioned, we're just piloting a mentorship program to help incumbent workers develop new skills and tools to help guide interns and new hires. It's a 2-day training program. We just launched a pilot. It was hosted at IEUA, and Cedric over here from West Valley was sort of our person that came and provided feedback on that program. We got great feedback, and we're going to be doing another training in October and opening it up to folks from more agencies to come, and learn a lot how to coach folks and also improve their leadership as well. So our outcomes thus far, we've had 20 interns that have gotten a paid work experience, and we're still, our program runs through March right now through our funding. We have had 20 pre-apprentices receive technical training and job readiness, and there's 13 of those 40 that are in progress right now. 16 of the folks between the interns and the pre-apprentices have actually gotten a job at a water agency. Two have gotten jobs here. And others have gotten jobs at other water agencies. So that's really, what we're trying to do, not just train people, but actually get them into jobs. We're also working with folks that maybe aren't, ready to go into a program or have time to go into a program, referring them to other opportunities with other unions like the iron workers, the carpenters, and all the other apprenticeship programs that are out there. And so overall, we've had 20 high school students go through our career awareness program. In total, about 106 residents have received job training or placement or some type of service through IE Works. Some of the strategies and outcomes we're employing is partnering with organizations that have strong ties to the community, helping engaging them in the design of these programs. Our partners right now are the Inland Empire Black Workers Center and Operation New Hope, which is a community organization in San Bernardino. We're trying to cultivate and strengthen those partnerships with our ed providers. So San Bernardino Valley College, Mount San Jacinto College, AWWA, and those are all partners of ours. And working with some of the bigger agencies like Metropolitan to be able to leverage some of the resources they have to help folks get trained as well. And, leveraging funding as well from the state, federal government, local agencies to help build, this coalition where we're able to work together as a whole industry to build this workforce. So just a few successes. Roberto was one of the folks that went through our program. He got hired on early on. There's a quote for him about how he benefited from this program. Next slide. Jacinda was another one that went through the program. She is still in her journey, but she had a very great experience at West Valley as well, and hopes to become an operator here soon. And Juanita was one of the recent West Valley interns. She really excelled in this program. She was in our first cohort. She went through it. She kept going to school. She got an internship at West Valley. And then she interviewed for a job at DeVore Water Agency. She brought her little checklist, her little competency checklist showing that all the areas she went through, and they were like, man, we want to hire her right now. So she went through the board, like in front of you all, and talked about her experience, and she just started this week, and she says it's like Mayberry up there. I don't know. So, I just want to just really sincerely thank you all for, pioneering this program with us. We sort of hit the ground running and have been building the plane essentially while we're flying it. But we've had a lot of successes, and we look forward to just helping this program grow and blossom, bring more workers in, and think we're really happy with all the opportunities that West Valley's provided in terms of the site visits, internships. All of that stuff really adds up and helps people in these communities grow. And then folks in the audience, this is our website. If you know someone that might be interested, you go to IEworks.org. You can find out about the different programs that we're offering, sign up for our newsletter, and get connected. That's all I got. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much for the presentation, and special thanks to Director Hawkins, who really spearheaded all of this on the West Valley side. It's, I think, been a wonderful thing to see so many people from our community be given these opportunities. Does anyone have any questions on the presentation?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Well, first I want to say thank you. That was a great presentation, and I really do believe in what you do. I think that you provide a lot of great opportunity for those who probably wouldn't have had that opportunity to be able to be part of the water world, as they say. But I do have a question. In the agreement, is it only 3 positions for interns that we are asking for?
For the new agreement?
Yes.
No, it's open. We've typically done like 3 interns at a time, and then
Yes.
they sort of finish and stagger them, and then we sort of bring on another 3 as well. So
Okay, that was my question. My question was after the 12 weeks, is it over, or does you get another 3 more interns, and then 12 weeks starts again?
So it would be a new set of interns, yeah.
Okay.
That would come in.
Right. That was my question. Thank you.
I want to thank JVS and all the partners for IEworks. And more importantly, I want to actually thank the board members and staff who have been supportive of this effort over the years. It has been very groundbreaking for not only our region, but the state. They're trying to replicate this kind of effort throughout the state of California now, and have the state with CMUC, the California Mutuals, received a grant to be able to study this kind of program throughout the state, and the kind of investment that needs to be made. And I think a lot of times us in government, we work our jobs, we do what we do from the dais, and sometimes you don't get the feeling that it actually makes an impact. And this kind of program is the kind of things that I believe our government, I don't know, our government does a lot of things. Some people agree on what it should be doing and what it shouldn't be doing, and we can talk outside about it. But I actually believe for the communities that this particular program is serving, like for instance, where Operation New Hope is, they have kids that are coming out of the youth probation system, out of the foster care system. And if you know anything about our system of incarceration, well, guess who makes up the majority of those kids that end up incarcerated as adults? Individuals who come out of youth probation and the child welfare system. And so this kind of program and opportunity really allows for them at a critical decision point to be introduced to a real career, to be given the confidence in society that you can become someone who will be a positive in our community. A lot of the kids that and individuals we've dealt with have been from San Bernardino. When I look at Operation New Hope and BWC's office, they're on the D Street, E Street corridor. And so if you all are familiar with that area, if you've been there on Fifth Street and the numbered streets, it's not the nicest area in the world. And for these types of organizations to go out, identify, train, recruit, and make people and give people these kind of opportunities, this is critical, not just in what we're doing in the water industry, but what we're doing in our overall community. And so our investment is helping individuals in Bloomington. Our investment is helping individuals in Fontana, in San Bernardino, in Rialto, who wouldn't traditionally know about these programs, who aren't going to college. Right now, one of the big debates that we're having, actually college enrollment is down in our nation, right? And if you like me, it's because them darn student loans, right? And how excessive the fee is. It's a lot. I'm a parent. My son is 20. He's out in Grambling right now, and I'm telling you, it's not cheap. And there are a segment of people who are looking for job opportunities to be able to raise a family, to have a career that doesn't require you to go $40,000, $60,000, $100,000 in debt in order to get there. And these kind of programs allow for a tangible pathway, right? That isn't just working and nothing's wrong with working in a warehouse. We can have that debate. I think the city council's having that debate. But we can talk about the other types of jobs that you can have, like the folks who work here every day, where they're able to afford a place to stay, where they're able to feed their families. And this is a pathway to being able to address that issue, address issues like homelessness, crime. What are we doing with our youth? What are we doing with criminal recidivism? And pathways like this really go at the heart of those issues. And I'm glad that West Valley has been able to be a leader in our state on this kind of program and project. And you'll see more to come throughout over the next, 3 years? Throughout the state, they're enrolling the program.
For CMUA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next 3 years, they're going to take what they scale it up to a statewide level. So thank you, board, for what you've done. The investment that you've made here at West Valley is paying dividends and really making a difference.
Just to echo what Director Hawkins said, we should be investing in our community, and this is the way we do it.
Bill, I saw you had your hand up there for a moment. Did you have a question for the speaker?
Well, first off, I'd like to also say that this was the first exposure I've had to your program, and I'm very impressed with all that I've learned tonight and what I've seen in the short time I've been here. I got to tell you, my hat's off to you and all the hard work that you do, Scott. And Channing, I also want to say that I'm very, very impressed with all the work that you did to help make this happen for the district. And I'm glad to see it go to the next level and become an even bigger success. The one question I did have was for ongoing funding of your program, you got some initial seed money.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for ongoing funding for the program, for now and going into the future?
Yeah, so this High Road Trading Partnership Fund, we've been there's been 4 cycles of it. So every year there's a new cycle that comes up. So we will be tapping into those funds as well. And then we have the agency, funds to help sort of sustain the operation should there not be grant funding. But we're pretty well positioned. The state loves the work that we're doing. And JVS is committed to helping with the grant writing and the administration of and helping us get those types of funding that are out there. There's so much. There's a big SURF funding as well that's trying to build bring together all different sectors in the Inland Empire, right? And water's just one of them, but there's lots of different funding sources that we're going to be pursuing.
And kind of to echo that, Scott has worked with the community colleges throughout our region as well, who are trying to incorporate not just in water, but in other trades, how they're incorporating their programs to get directly engaged with the industry that they're trying to get their students in. And there's a few of those projects that, or I guess work groups that you're sitting on as well, that, you know, is like bringing additional funding and additional partnership opportunities as far as the way as San Jacinto College. And,
Yeah, there's a GIS initiative for mapping interns, that apprenticeship that they're trying to develop with an agency. It's a big growing sector, and so they have funding and are looking to see if we can get together a work group of water agencies that would want to explore, like, what would a GIS mapping, like, career ladder look like, and what type of training would they need, you know, specific to water. So it's connect all the dots. I think we a lot of times operate, you know, in a way with the colleges, with community groups, and I think there's a big push right now to have everyone sort of working together and in unison. Easier said than done, but hey, you know, we're up.
And I think, did we just have a comment, or was it a question?
Right. So with the Zoom, if there's a member of the public who wishes to make a public comment, they can certainly do so. We don't use the chat for that, and it wouldn't be a back and forth question and answer. But if a member of the
I
public,
was just curious as to if it was a question or just simply a comment. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions?
I just want to say, it takes a lot of collaboration to make this happen. Unions, partnership, community, schools, and to get those all going in the same direction to get traction. I know it wasn't easy, but I thank you guys for investing in that time. And I see great things going ahead. It's actually our future when you think about it. So thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So we have the contract renewal before us. Do we have a motion
I'll make a
on the
motion.
item? All right. We have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a first and a second. No discussion, it looks like. So go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you. Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
and President Young.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That brings us to reports. So first we have meeting attendance reports. We'll start down here with Director Garcia.
I came fast. Okay, so on August 19th, I attended the A Sound Mind Mental Health and Wellness event in Fontana, and we did provide some donations to water, and because of that, because of that and our attendance and just being a sponsorship, we were given a certificate of recognition by Assemblyman James Ramos. And I just wanted to share that with the board that we got recognition, and
Nice.
and so it's good that we're going out and showing our support to the local community at all different levels. And anything else? No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, also, I want one last thing to report is I do want to congratulate the manager for legislation and the governor, Socorro Pantaleon. I want to formally congratulate you. You've done a great job, and you've been in that position acting for over a year, and I think that it's very well deserved. So congratulations.
I think you stole John's thunder, but yeah. Your report, sir?
Sure. For the last month, I've attended 17 events this month, so I miss my wife and kids a lot. But last week, I attended the California State Special District Association with some of my fellow board members. I learned a lot, and I went to a lot of classes. So I think it's been effective in helping me become a better board member.
Melvin?
I attended 14 meetings last month, including that conference as well. It was a 4-day conference, and some great speakers. I think the most prolific one was the opening for me because it talked about how do you do your job and incorporate love in it by doing the right thing all the time. And so it kind of gave us a level of accountability to ourselves in serving our constituents, but also serving our employees as well, and just treating them the way they should be treated, hearing them, respecting them. So it was a great conference.
I also had the opportunity to attend the CSDA annual conference in Monterey. Thought it was a great session. I, love CSDA. I think they served as a vital organization to us and kind of some of our stuff to get realigned with governance. Also saw Oliver Lee there, who gave a presentation. And so I thought it was good. I didn't get to stay as long as I wanted to. I had to get back to business, but I thought it was an excellent presentation, well attended, getting to meet folks from all kinds of districts, even cemetery districts. And those are tricky business. Cemetery businesses, cemetery districts are a tricky business. Let me tell you that. But and so it's been great and a busy last month.
In addition to just the usual meetings, while I wasn't able to join my colleagues for all the CSDA, I was able to make it up for the Leadership Academy governance training. So I did attend that, but unfortunately I had to hop on a plane and get back here for the hospital, so I wasn't able to stay for the whole event, although I would have loved to, because Monterey is always beautiful this time of year, especially, but had to get back to work. But I did was able to go to the governance training. I thought it was very good, and it was good to have my colleagues here with me as well. And I think we had a very good discussion with the speaker and the other board members and staff who also attended that training. So that was very good. I also attended the Rialto Colton Groundwater Basin Committee, and I'll talk about that in the next session to just kind of brief the board on what happened at that meeting. So with that, we'll go into board reports. Any other items?
I do want to say, before I forget, that I do want to bring up that this month is Hispanic Heritage Celebration, and there will be some celebration going on in Fontana at and it will be the La Gran Fiesta. There's going to be some entertainment, food, and we will also be there to represent for West Valley Water District. I guess we can say September's our month, right? So let's celebrate. Thank you.
I'll be attending next weekend the well event down in Imperial Valley towards San Diego in regards to water and water conservation.
Anything else, gentlemen? Okay. All right. Well, I'll just briefly kind of brief the board on the Rialto Colton Groundwater Basin. So we did meet as an agency, and I'm glad June's here. She was on the meeting with me, and also Linda was there with me. So to kind of just make it really short as I can. So the Valley District had been working with the county to try to secure an agreement for recharging in the cactus basins. They kind of briefed us on that in the past, but unfortunately they kind of ran up into a bit of a roadblock and also a time crunch with the county because they were trying to negotiate a larger olive flood control. So rather than not getting any loaf of bread, they had to basically make a decision to get 3/4 of the loaf and agree to come back for the other quarter. So they had to leave the cactus basins on the side for right now because there's a disagreement within flood control at the county between the solid waste and I forget the other folks, but within the agency, they're kind of arguing at the moment. So basically where Valley District kind of left it is that they got the 30-year agreement for recharge in the other portions of like Bunker Hill and other parts of the district, but we're going to have to keep working on trying to resolve the issue of recharging here in the Cactus Basins. So the council discussed it. The city of Rialto has issued a letter to the county asking them to please take action to make sure that we get this done. And so we voted as a group to also kind of have a joint letter. Staff is going to work on crafting that, but I just want to make the board aware that that will probably be coming before us at some point here. And basically it'll just be a letter to the board of supervisors in the county, just again reiterating our intense interest in making sure that for the health and sustainability of the Rialto Colton Basin that we get with the county so that we can recharge in these basins, because currently, for those who don't quite understand, we do not have a way to artificially recharge in the Rialto Colton Basin. This was kind of what we were trying to get in place because we have these facilities right here in the heart of the basin, and it would allow us to take in that water that we get in these really wet years like we just had and put some of it into the ground to help us recharge. So, but we need to get through this fight between two groups of lawyers at County Flood Control. So we kind of need to turn up the pressure, start talking to the Board of Supervisors and County Council and the County Administrative Office to try to get them to get flood control to figure it out. So I know that the city of Rialto is very energized on this issue, and so was the other representatives from Fontana Union, City of Colton, and myself. So we're going to have that letter coming probably to us soon, hopefully, right, Linda? As soon as they can work out the language, but I just want to make everybody aware in case you happen to run into maybe our supervisor, you can just kind of reiterate that we really need that agreement in place. So we will be probably circling back on that, but hopefully Valley District and Heather and the rest of the board there with June and the others can also get some progress on getting that side agreement added as soon as possible. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. So with General Manager.
Thank you. I've got some updates today on staffing, Hillary, CSDA, and a West Valley safety milestone. So first of all, staffing and recruitment updates. Associate engineer, this remains an open posting. We do have one good application that came in, so we're not going to wait. We're going to set up an interview as soon as possible. And then for senior engineer, great news. We completed interviews about 10 days ago and made a selection, and that offer has been accepted. That person is now in pre-employment with a targeted start date of September 18th. So looks like a really good catch for us, finally. Lead water systems operator, we completed interviews, made a selection, now in the pre-employment process, targeted September 25th as a start date. And customer service representative 3, interviews are scheduled for September 20th, and that includes 3 internal candidates. Great to see that. And then government and legislative affairs manager. What did happen with that anyway? But oh yeah, congratulations to Socorro, who officially started in her new position on Tuesday. Well done. Yeah. And so that now leaves the analyst position vacant. It goes on. We do have some pending job description changes for that department and for that position. Working with CPS on that, or a week or two from getting those in and completed. Want to run that by HR committee. That's coming up on Monday, and then bring that forward to the full board thereafter. Same with the finance director, looking at changes to the job title, the job description, changes in reporting structure in the finance division. Again, working with CPS for ideas, bring that to the HR committee and then the full board. Executive assistant, lots of interest closed, and we had 133 applications came in. Narrowed that down to 37 who met the base qualifications, so still a great number. So next is a skills test, and we're looking to get this down to, looking for the best 8 or so candidates to interview soon. Finally, assistant general manager, that posted on August 23rd, closes September 29th. So we're getting there. Storm update. If you remember Hurricane Hillary, Tropical Storm Hillary, that hit us here on August 20th and 21st. That was after our last board meeting, so just getting this update to the full board. In terms of rainfall, we got 3 inches here at headquarters, 5 inches in Zone 8, which is the north end of our district, but further up in Lytle Creek, 9 inches or more. So that caused a lot of silting in Lytle Creek, and it caused some silting in the Romer after bay. So we had to kind of turn Lytle Creek waters away from Romer for a while. We cleared that out in coordination with Fontana Water, and that's now back online. Lytle Creek is now flowing to Romer. We reported no damage to the State Division of Drinking Water, DDW. CSDA conference, we've already heard about the CSDA conference. Really, they put on an excellent program there. It's really oriented towards board members, general managers, and senior leadership issues. Made some great connections there with regional and Southern California water leaders. There's really an informative roundtable session, which included Milford Harrison from our own SDA. We have a really strong regional chapter there. There are 26 statewide, so we've got a good one. One of my major takeaways from the conference, we really need to finalize and implement. Planning to discuss this with executive committee, in the next week, and determine next steps and schedules. Any further thoughts on this or discuss at executive committee?
Well, do you want to let people know the news that you shared with me earlier? That kind of made me a little hesitant.
Yeah, so Greg Larson was our consultant working with staff and the board about a year ago, I believe that started. And you had a workshop and some time passed. A draft was developed. I received that in May or June, I believe. We talked about this a couple months ago. The board said, hey, let's wait till Greg gets back and we can reconvene and finish up the strategic plan. I just found out he's in Europe currently, and he's going to be, looks like remaining there till the end of the year. So don't think we want to wait that long to reconvene. So I think, let's look at some options. I've been emailing Greg with some ideas. Greg Larson.
Yeah, so, to the board, I mean, Dan and I can discuss it with John, but I know we at the executive committee have been really kind of pushing to try to get a date so that we can get that done, and we are hoping to get something here in the fall, and now with this news that he's pretty much going to be unavailable till next year, we may want to maybe think of other options, but we can discuss it more later. I just wanted the board to be aware that we've been pushing to try to get a date set, but now it looks like we may have a snag there. But if anyone wants to chime in, but without getting too deep,
I'm not. No,
here.
One, I'm in the wrong line of business.
Yeah,
I am, and then two, I without going into detail, but just refer back to our contract.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's take a look.
We can't discuss it.
Yeah.
Just,
So there you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have a comment. It's been so long, can we redo it?
Okay.
Just saying.
When
was the last time? When did this happen? I forgot.
We did it last fall, and we were trying to get something scheduled, but it was hard to get a hold of him, and now we kind of know why.
Okay, so I'll defer what Channing said. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
So. Okay. Well, we'll talk more.
Got you. Okay. I hear you. Last item, safety record. I just wanted the board to know about our tremendous safety record. We just hit, maybe hit is a bad word for this. We just surpassed 3 years with no lost time accidents. So that's really, really impressive. In my career, I've rarely seen it go to 1 year. So 3 years is very impressive. And Haiti is our risk manager. Congratulations. And Haiti, you have some more detail on this. Can you please share that?
Sure. So we wanted to take this opportunity to thank and commend district staff for their commitment in following and adhering to the safe work practices and safety rules that are presented monthly in the formal workplace safety trainings. Since 2020, there have been no work-related injuries that have resulted in lost time. This 3-year safety awards recognition is a testament of the district's commitment to and achievements in health, safety, and well-being. Our safety award program consists of a formal workplace safety program that centers on safety in the workplace that is required by Cal OSHA. The implementation of this safety incentive program conveys that the district values safety. The primary goal is to impel employees to establish and maintain a safe work environment, as well as to educate them about safety standards they should strive not only to meet, but also exceed. By doing so, we ensure that staff's work environment is safe and that everyone returns home safely. To recognize this accomplishment, a luncheon is scheduled for all staff on Wednesday, September 13th. I want to again congratulate and commend all staff for always being safety oriented and continue the great work that you do for the West Valley Water District. Thank you.
That's all for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations to all the staff. That's fantastic. And congratulations, Socorro, on getting the position. I know it was a long engagement, but we're very happy for you. And glad to have you in the position permanently now. So with that, over to legal counsel.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. The board met in closed session under 54956.9, potential case of anticipated litigation, as well as conflict with labor negotiators under 54957.6. There was no reportable action under the Brown Act for either of those items. My brief update that you had allowed me to graciously give about basics and orientations that I normally give new clients. This week simply governed the district. This district was formed under the county water district law. That doesn't mean that this district was ever part of the county or is part of the county. It's simply the name of the law, the set of laws in the water code that govern how this district is formed and is operating. As you know, this district is an independent special district. It is not regulated by the Public Utilities Commission or the Public Utilities Code. That's a common source of confusion with some members of the public. The other major source of the law is the government code that applies to all public agencies. And that's where we have the Brown Act, the Conflict of Interest Political Reform Act, the Public Records Act, as well as the Government Code Section 1090, which deals with conflict of interest with contracts. The Public Resources Code gives you CEQA and the CEQA regulations that follow from those. And then last is the California Constitution. It has the requirements to make sure there's no gift of public funds, as well as the procedures for fees and taxes. And on that point, I have been talking with John, and John had gotten direction from the Finance Committee to, because it's been a long time, to have a primer at a future board meeting, very brief one, about the Proposition 218 procedures, what we're looking at, time frames. The law in that area changes all the time, and fortunately, my colleague Lutfi Karuf is one of 2 experts in California on Proposition 218 and rates and charges, and he would be willing to zoom in to give a brief update as to where we are, what the process will be. No commitments. We're not talking about dollars and cents here, but simply the process and how best to approach it. So if that's okay, we'll get that scheduled at a future board meeting as soon as possible. Okay. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. We have some upcoming meetings listed here on the agenda. And otherwise, if there's no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you.